I think with the 2 knockdowns, I definitely won the fight. You know, we poured our hearts out tonight, you know what I mean?
We're on away soil. I got knocked down twice, but I still believe I won the fight, and I believe every man in here thought I won that fight tonight.
It's Thursday, 20th of February 2020, 2 days before the biggest heavyweight fight of the last 50 years. It's the rematch, Wilder versus Fury 2, and what a way to launch our podcast. I'm Neil Bentley, and let me introduce you to the team. In the red corner, and not just because he's a Southampton fan, Joel is a former amateur boxer, turned box-fit gym bully, and Surrey's most prolific purveyor of carpets. It's Joel Underlay Bushaway. I'm doing it 3 times just to piss David DeMonte off. In the blue corner, he's up every morning at 4 a.m. delivering London's fruit and veg, always with a smile and a pencil behind his ear. He's the man in the know when it comes to the odds. It's Matthew Smudger Smith. Let's get on with it. So we're here. Welcome, boys.
What an intro.
Underlay.
Could you see that I had quite a free afternoon?
You've been really busy, yeah.
Too much time on your hands.
Yeah. So what a week to launch our podcast. A sip of tea, I think. A sip of tea. Hold on.
Oh, yes.
Very nice tea, Joel. Thanks very much for leaving the tea bag in.
Yep.
We're here in London. Rain pouring down outside the house and 5,000 miles away in Las Vegas. 2 of the very best fighters on the planet gearing up for a huge dust up. Welcome to our first podcast. How do you feel?
Pretty good about it all, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we're here on the kitchen table. We're looking outside to the rain. We've got a nice cup of tea. Wherever you're listening to this podcast, thank you very much for downloading it and tuning in, really. I mean, 2 days away from what they're saying is the biggest heavyweight fight of the last 50 years. It'll be interesting to see what Joel thinks, because Joel has a very interesting take on Tyson Fury, and we'll get there in a second. Does a brilliant impression as well, which I'm looking forward to. It's all right, don't worry.
No pressure.
No. First fight is out of the way. I think 2 days before this fight, we need to look at everything that's going on around this fight, what people are saying, the rumours that people like Eddie Hearn are talking about, and how the last couple of fights have looked for each of those boxers. So where do you want to start? I mean, do you want to start with the fact that it's rumoured to be worth $35 million for each boxer this weekend?
Yeah.
It's not bad, is it?
20 million minimum, I've heard. So, yeah, it's going to be that.
Apparently, it's something to do with hitting 2 million pay-per-views. If they hit 2 million pay-per-views, then they double the purse.
Wow.
Worldwide or just in the States?
I think it's just in the States.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea what the numbers were on the last BT Sport one in the UK, but I don't think they were massive.
No.
I think it was probably a 250,000 if they're lucky sort of pay-per-view. And I know that the American market wasn't massive. It wasn't huge, because I believe that there were still some tickets available at the Staples Centre to see that fight. But this time around, it's looking like it's gearing up to be just short of a 2 million pay-per-view. And when you expect that the pay-per-view price in the States is about $130 or something.
Massive, isn't it? It's very different to over here.
Yeah, I mean, we complain about $24.95 on top of a subscription. But for people in the States who watch any form of combat sport, then they're looking around about $100, $120 to buy it.
I think Mr. Fury's got mostly him to thank for getting the price up, because...
So that's an interesting one. So
he's a showman, isn't he?
Well, everyone's been saying...
He's taken the show out there. He's put the show on the road.
He always says that no one really knows Deontay Wilder in America. And he's the one. He comes out dressed like Apollo Creed out of Rocky. He's the showman. He's entertaining, and everyone's loved it. He's loved him.
So you think Fury's driving this fight?
Yeah. Deontay Wilder's been very, very quiet building up to this fight. Tyson Fury seems to be talking on every single radio program, on every single TV program and get himself on, even singing and talking about having beers. So he's really trying to build this up. I think Wilder should be thankful for it.
And he's up for it as well, isn't he, Tyson? Every time you see him, any search you do about this, if you put in, even if you put Wilder first for the fight, anything that comes up on YouTube, and it's all about Tyson. All it seems to be about Tyson.
So do we, we think it's a going to be a big pay-per-view fight. We know they're going to earn a load of money off it. It's the first cross-promoted PBC top-ranked show. ESPN Plus and Fox both together jointly doing this across the stage, which is going to drive those pay-per-views. We've really got to leave what is going to happen or what we think is going to happen with the fight until the last. But let's discuss some of these things that I've heard this week. So let's start with, firstly, the change of trainer. Because I think this is, are we looking too much into this? Ben Davidson.
Yep.
Davison. Out. Was he a good trainer? Do you think this is a bad idea?
I think he's a good trainer. I think he's done wonders with Tyson Fury. I mean, he was probably looking about 400 pounds prior to his comeback a couple of years ago, and Ben got him in shape. Ben got him motivated. Mentally, he's been brilliant for him. He's really helped him along that track. He
brought him back from the brink, didn't he? Really,
I think everyone's been, when you talk about Tyson Fury, I mean, out of all his 30 fights he's had 21 knockouts. But when you look at his stats, the percentage knockout is something around just over 66% out of the rounds he's boxed. He's not a knockout specialist. Even out of 30 fights with 20 knockouts, you're not considering him in the same league as Deontay Wilder. He needs to bring someone in, or needed to bring someone in, that can help him, whether it's physically, mentally, his diet, all the sort of things that boxers look at to help improve themselves. Very small things can make massive margins on a fight.
So you think he brought in Sugar Hill
to help go alongside Ben? But Ben didn't want that.
Yeah, I have heard that this week, actually.
He's got Billy Joe Saunders to look after. He's got other boxers. He's trying to carve his own career out of it. So, yeah, I think he's made the move. He's left Sugar Hill to help try and... I think the whole talk of this second round knockout and all these things, it's just trying mental games.
But do you think at that stage of your career, I know he's 31, he's still relatively young.
Prime.
It's a close line, isn't it? As a heavyweight, do you think you can build power? Can you after all those years, can you add that amount of punch power that can knock out Deontay Wilder in this fight? I mean, I know the technicals are amazing. He's an incredibly slippery boxer. He commands the ring. But, can Sugar Hill, and on top of that, lay it up with strengthening, conditioning and all this sort of stuff, can they increase that punch power that's gonna worry Deontay Wilder?
I think so. If you look at other sports, you look at someone who's playing golf. They look for someone to help them.
Better not talk about you the other week, eh?
Yeah. Oh, okay, thanks. Bring that up. Mm-hmm. But I think you can look at some golfers, they can find that extra yard or extra couple of yards. It's timing. Timing is all important. And you can analyse someone's boxing, the way they throw their punches, the transfer of weight. You need to look at every single thing that can help you. And if he looks at that and says to Tyson, you spend too much time on your back foot, you're leaning back, you're not getting a chance to transfer the weight forward onto a heavy punch, maybe that's it. But as big guys go at 6'9" and have a 20-odd stone, 19, 20 stone, whatever he is, you transfer that weight, you're going to knock people out.
So do we think this is a good thing to switch to the trainer?
Yeah.
We think this is a good thing, even with Ben not involved.
No, I think when you're in the ring, you're on your own. You've got to work these things out, and he's had enough fights now to look at it and try and work things out.
What do you think, Smudge?
I don't know. Changing halfway through camp, whatever it was for me, is a little bit...
Well, it's 8 weeks out. 8 weeks out that they kind of made this change.
Yeah.
Is that long enough to spend with someone new?
Well, I don't think it is. The homework would have been done, wouldn't it? It's not just going to be a snap decision to bring Sugar Hill in. There will be reasons. And like Joel said, he's, if he can get in there, if he can get that extra few pounds of pressure behind that punch just to take someone down, because he's not a banger, is he, Tyson? He's a very technical boxer. Yeah, and he wants to improve on that. He said that this week. He's going on about this second round knockout, and he's coming for Wilder. Is it a clever ploy? Is it gamesmanship? Is he looking at it to think if he starts talking about knocking someone out, it's going to mess with Deontay Wilder's mind? He's now thinking, I'm not standing in front of a boxer.
I'm standing in front of someone that potentially is going to land a big punch, which I don't think he commanded that respect before.
Well, no, but then as you said before, anyone of that size and weight, you get the timing right. It's heavyweight boxing. Yeah. Any of them can knock any of them out.
I think weight's going to be an interesting one. So Deontay apparently doesn't ever step on the scales in the gym. So that's what Jay, his trainer, was saying. But they're looking at around 227, 230 pounds for this fight. Fury going to be hovering around 270, but a lot of the YouTube stuff that I've seen talking to Tyson, when he said, I'm going to be around about 270, they're like, hold on a minute, you look in the best shape of your life and you actually look a lot trimmer than you have done before. Do you think that weight, if he is a little bit heavier, like he said he's going to be, because he was in the press conference yesterday, was wrapped up in a huge coat, sunglasses on, did have a split lip, which was quite interesting, what we need to talk about. But is he trying to hide something from Wilder? So to make him feel like he's going to be weightier and try and go for that pressure, that huge knockout, or is he gonna turn around and actually be a lot lighter and just use exactly the same tactics as the fight before?
Well, I've heard very similar things. That last time out, he was 256 pounds, Fury, and this time he's going at 270.
Yeah,
it's funny how Deontay Wilder after this, who was 212 pounds at the last fight, and I've heard him being rumoured to be nearer 256. So both guys...
256? He's not 256.
That's what they're saying. He could be going up that far. So both guys have put weight on.
That's a lot to carry.
No.
Now, well, if both guys have done it, there's a reason for it.
I'm going to have to do this to you. No way. Seconds out on that one. 256, never going to get up there.
16'6".
Yeah, I think that's way too big for Wilder.
He's 6'7".
Yeah, but he's got skinny legs.
But you can see he's
Chicken legs.
He's packed muscle on muscle, and you can quote. He quoted that. He's worked out. Both guys, you notice in the weigh-in, they were pushing and shoving each other around.
Yeah,
they both wobbled backwards. But I think that when Tyson Fury leaned in and pushed him,
he
went back a lot further. So I think this little bit of weight gain.
Yesterday, wasn't it? Was it yesterday?
The press conference was yesterday.
The press yesterday had a little push and a shove, didn't
they? So Fury knockout round 2, we're saying that probably isn't going to happen, or we saying that is going to happen?
Doubt it.
Can't see it.
No.
I did see a thing on, I think it was IFL today.
66-1 if you want it.
66-1
Bet 365.
We'll get onto the odds in a minute, but I saw a Joe Joyce in a hot tub, which was stimulating conversation.
What?
On IFL earlier today, and he said there was no way that Tyson was ever going to knock him out in 2 rounds.
No, but you did hear what he said about Tyson Fury when he was training, when he first came back, that he was nearer 30 stone, and he reckons he was still slippery. So he didn't bulldoze him and doing the old juggernaut on him, but he said he found it very hard to hit him even back then. So maybe the weight's not an issue for Fury. He probably thinks he can carry it.
Well, he knows how to carry it. He's always carried it, hasn't he?
Okay, cut.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this could be a big factor in the fight, and Joel's nodding, which means he thinks so too.
I think so.
So Otto Wallin, he fought him after an easy knockout victory against Tom Swartz. He thought he was going to have, I think, a few rounds with Otto, but wasn't going to get into any difficult situation. Massive cut, 47 stitches, web mesh inside of the cut, and the possibility of that cut opening up. Discuss.
Yep, I think they've looked at it. They reckon he's healed really well, but with all sports, they're gonna Vaseline him up.
Well, yeah, but anything can happen.
Yeah.
It's a target, isn't it? It's a target for Wilder to go at. Really, if you know someone's got a weakness, you're going to go for it.
The hardest
in any sport.
We've looked at Fury obviously fighting, and everyone knows he does love to have a little pat around his face with his gloves. If you're going to put Vaseline on that eye to protect it,
then they're going to go for it.
They're going to go for it, and it's going to get in his eye, and it could cause him vision problems.
Yep. Okay, so the cut's going to play, we think, a little bit of but actually probably a big factor in the fight.
Yep.
Which could stop Tyson doing some of the things if it does start opening up. He's talking about closing the distance this fight. So when we're talking about, like, he's saying he wants to knock him out in 2, he wants to. They're saying that Deontay does not fight on the back foot. He's a come forward bully fighter, going for that knockout when he's ever in a backward situation, he doesn't know what to do. What do you think? Because it still worries me.
Don't think.
Well, he's always got that right locked and loaded, isn't he? Really, and I think he could throw that from anywhere.
So technically, we think Deontay is what? Overall, as a boxer, I mean, massive power.
Massive power. Listen, he can't be that bad.
Well, that's the thing.
11 defences now of his world title.
Yeah, I mean, we keep talking about this a lot, about how, I mean, you can say it, don't worry, Deontay's not going to come around and... Hello, Deontay.
Hold on.
Bomb squad!
Listen. Obviously, people. You look at him. People take their point of view is
he's just gangly, isn't he?
His feet are over the place. He swings, but let's face it, he's had 41 knockouts.
Yeah,
He like you say, like Smo said, he's got that right hand cocked ready to unload. That's the worrying thing. There's a lot of gamesmanship before these fights where fighters start trying to influence other fighters and how they're going to prepare for a fight, how they're going to box. I mean, Eubank Senior, had the same thing with Steve Collins. It's mind games. It can mess with people's minds. If Deontay Wilder is led to believe that he's thinking that Fury's going to come wading forward with big punches, and it doesn't happen, and you prepared yourself for that, then you could revert back to the same fight as the first one. They're going to stand off two long-reach guys that are going to trade blows from a distance.
Just flick at each other.
No one likes getting hit in the heavyweight
if there was
division.
ever an opportunity for you to sing a karaoke song from a distance, could be the one.
Yeah. You don't
Go
want
on,
to
Joel.
Go on, Joe. Go on, bang it in.
No, you're right.
Okay.
Might something else a bit later.
Yeah, okay, fine, yeah. So Eddie Hearn this week has come out and said that he's now switching his allegiance. Well, not allegiance, but he thinks that Deontay Wilder is going to win. And the reason he said that is because he has heard something from within the
a little
Fury.
bit of behind the scenes.
Yes, in the Fury camp. Everything that I've watched and looked on the radar from IFL to Behind the Gloves, I've kind of not seen anything from anybody that suggests that he's had anything bad in camp. Now, I did notice yesterday that there was a split on his lip in the press conference, but I don't know how he got that, and no one has spoken about it. And I was looking at him during the press conference thinking, why is no one going to ask that question? What do we think? I mean, does Eddie Hearn know something, or does Eddie Hearn just think, I'll just get in on this conversation?
He's messing with their heads. He's messing. Listen, he hasn't got the fighter. He hasn't got Fury. He's watching. He's got what he thinks is the best heavyweight on the planet in AJ.
He just wants to mix it up.
He's going to mix
Eddie.
it up. I mean, Fury's called him a few names now after reporting that there was trouble in the camp. Again, it's mind games. It sells the fight, gets people interested.
It's all the hype.
He might have just cut himself shaving. You don't know.
On his lip?
Yeah.
Have you never done that?
Lips.
Have you never done that?
Cut
I've done
yourself
that.
in your lip.
I've
Yeah,
done that. Yeah,
I've not shaved my lips.
You didn't like you've had a shave for a couple of days,
No,
actually.
fair dues. So back to the cut just quickly. There was another story that came out today that he's going to be having 2 cuts men in the corner.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that this week.
So Stitch and somebody else. I can't remember.
Oh no, that's Disney, isn't it? Lilo and Stitch.
No, not
Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Could be, yeah.
So that kind of adds fuel to the fire that that could be a situation.
Well, it's a concern, isn't it?
Yeah,
To
could be.
suddenly turn around and think we need
They have
2
to.
really good cut men in there.
They have to.
It's a concern.
Yeah.
They have to.
Otto Wallin's come out and talked about the fight which caused the cut and said that he thought he did pretty well against against Fury, but he doesn't think that Fury has that punch power to cause any problems with Deontay.
I think the 2 warm-up fights, for him anyway, were just really going through the motions. I mean, on the flip side of things, quickly, look at Wilder. Who did he fight? Dominic Brazil.
Yeah, he wiped him out though, man, didn't he?
And then Luis Ortiz. So you look at look at the whole fight. The first fight, he was in trouble till he banged him out. He fought Luis Ortiz again. I think Luis was ahead on points.
He was.
looked
What,
really
the second
good.
fight?
The second fight, yeah.
Second fight, he was up every
And then
round.
I think it was the 7th round. He got banged out, didn't he?
Yeah.
But that is Wilder, isn't it?
1 second of the fight, and
It's all it takes. He can just keep going through the motions, getting out of the way.
Brazil's
much
no
as he
fool,
can.
but he's done them both. Whereas Fury.
Brazil hasn't said anything after that as well.
No.
Like not. I think he's gone from social media. I think he was really embarrassed about that because there was a lot of beef before that fight.
Yeah.
But he completely wiped him out.
Yeah. Well,
It was shocking, actually. That knockout was just bang on the floor. Okay, so
Was he on one of your floors? He wasn't on one.
it was one of those super floors.
So you look at who these fighters have fought twice. So Luis Ortiz,
Yeah,
Wilder's fought him twice. The
Yeah.
first one, again, we know we
Yeah.
just said very, very close. Did he learn much from the first fight, Ortiz? He's come back in again. He knows the opponent. He knows how Wilder works. But the same result is that lack of concentration, a split second.
But that's all it takes.
and that's what Shane Tyson's brother and some of the people in camp have said, that Tyson does have this problem with switching off sometimes just for a little bit in a fight, and that could be
Fatal.
Yeah.
lights out against
Round 12, the first fight.
Yeah,
Just
and
switching
9.
off for a second. Well, 9, yeah, but
Yeah.
especially 12.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes that little second of lack of concentration.
All right, before we get on to talking about this weekend then, and what our predictions would be, let's talk about the odds. So what have you got? Odds Checker up and Paddy Power and
Odds checker.
Odds Checker.
There are other, obviously,
Yeah, of course, yeah.
betting giblies out there.
Betting Giblies.
That's what you call them, isn't it?
Is it?
Betting, well, why not?
Okay, cool. So what's it looking like at the moment, 2 days ahead?
So even. It really is. It's pretty even. You know, it's even money for Wilder to go the distance.
What's
And
the draw? What's the draw, Smudge?
The best
Same
price.
as
The
the first.
best price we can get on here on the draw is actually with William Hill, 25-1
So it's 25-1 still.
for the draw. Yeah,
20-1. That's
25-1, and that's.
You think that's a good bet? Do you
Why not?
think because of the third fight that they said that it's already signed, do you
What?
think that this could potentially be a draw?
I was listening to the radio on the way over, and they said the interest in the third fight is already waning. So whether that actually is going to be a third one or not, I don't know.
I mean, it's like pick around. This, if you can pick around, and you know, a lot of people think Wilder might bang him again. If you can pick around, then you're going to get money. You know, and they range.
Okay, well, get ready, because I think our prediction should come up, and then you tell us what the odds are on our prediction, so we can then place those bets, and we can look at how we feel.
Are we actually going to have a bet? We'll have a bet.
Yeah, I think we have a bet. Yeah. So we're all getting up at 4 a.m. on Sunday morning. We're going around to Smudges.
I've ordered the sausages,
baps. I mean, he did say porridge at the first.
Yeah, I don't want
What's he
porridge.
talking about?
No.
Yeah, just get some porridge.
I
in
thought
this.
you guys were in training. Come on.
Yeah.
Man food, please.
Yeah, exactly. So, Joel, take it away. This weekend, how do you feel from your heart that it's going to go?
I think it's going to be similar to the first. I really do. I think they're both going to be edgy in the first part of the fight. But
Don't you think they'll settle into it quicker this time round?
Don't you think this is the 13th round?
okay,
I think it is.
yeah, right.
Hold on, he's pointing.
No,
This
no,
means
no,
he's
no,
going
no,
to say
no,
something.
No, because you
Oh,
can waffle
from
all day
a
long.
distance.
You can waffle on about how
You are.
Don't. I will do.
No, keep going.
You can look at the first fight and say it'd be very similar, very awkward. The shoulder of Fury is going to take a lot of the punches. It'll be switching play. We're going to get down to what we think. Is that what we're doing now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to predict what I think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want you to take me through the fight, how you see the fight going.
Okay, first round.
So hold on. Round one kicks off.
Yeah, we're not going to do round by round.
No.
I think.
Why?
Okay.
Well, I don't know how many rounds you think it's going to go.
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay, cool. Just talk me through the rounds that you're going. So round one.
A lot of twitching going on. A lot of fainting punches. I think the first round will be like, I don't think they'll be wading into each other.
You really don't think Wilder's going to come out straight away, headed really?
No.
Okay, that's
I
interesting.
think he's going to come out like a juggernaut.
Hold on, we'll get on to you in a minute.
I think he wants to try and mess with him mentally first for the first few rounds. So my prediction would be the first few rounds he's going to try and target that eye. He's going to try and move. He's heavier. Every punch is going to count. Fury's going to get a little bit wrapped up in what's going on. If the eye splits, which is the big thing, if the eye splits, Fury then starts looking at he's not going to go the distance. He has to stop it before the ref stops it. Therefore, I think he starts getting clumsy. He starts getting reckless.
So you got to give me something like definite. You can't say if the eye. Do you think the eye is going to go?
Yeah, I think that's the plan.
Interesting.
That's
Hold
what
on a minute. Write this down.
So I think that's what he's going to target.
Good.
I'm going to get to round 5 or 6. It'll be over. I think Deontay.
So hold on.
What stopped, or he's going to knock him out?
Hold on. When's the eye go?
The eye's going to go in about the 3rd round, 3rd to 4th round,
Aye.
and that's when I think that's how I'm going to play it out.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what's going to happen, and I think that they're going to go back to the corner. The cuts guys will probably look at it and go, "Listen, this isn't going to distance. We thought it healed. We've done all we can. This is it." You know, why say he's got 3 more fights in him before all these fights going out? AJ banging on the door. They're all looking at it. Round 3 or 4, that eye could split.
Okay.
Therefore, Tyson has to try and do something. He's going to become reckless. He's going to start throwing those punches. He's looking at his timing. He's looking at the change in trainer. He's got to try and bang him out. If he doesn't do it and he starts missing, then that's it. The door is open. Deontay Wilder, right hand on the button, probably round 5 or 6.
Round 5 or 6, ladies and gentlemen. Round 5 or 6. There it is.
Take round 5. It's better odds.
What's the odds for that?
Odds, yeah.
40 to 1.
Oh.
I'll give you 40 to 1. Oh, no, sorry, hold on a minute.
He's looking at the wrong one.
Looking at the wrong side.
What is it? So
14.
14 to 1.
If it was
14
40 to 1, I'd have had that money straight down. 14.
14 to 1.
Is there any
With
bets in there? Would you
Bet365.
saying it can be stopped on a cut?
Well, actually a cut.
Yeah.
Chat amongst yourselves. I'll have a look.
Okay.
We want to bet like we did when we had the Klitschko-AJ fight. When I put the bet down for both fighters to get knocked down.
Oh, yeah,
and
you did
AJ
well.
to win.
Yeah.
Could be something we could tie up with a few things like that. Cut eye in round 3 or 4, and then obviously Deontay Wilder knockout, round 5 or 6.
So 5 or 6, Deontay Wilder knockout from John.
And that's probably a lot of people are saying no, shaking their heads if they are listening. But we're going to look at. I mean, I would say that Fury's a very technical, great boxer. He can't knock it.
Smudger, round 1.
I think Tyson's going to come out a bit stronger.
Okay,
I think he's going to come out. He's going to not charging. I think he's going to be a little bit more forceful.
So Tyson takes the middle, the centre of the ring.
I think so.
Straight to the centre of the
I
ring.
think so.
The
And
19-stone frame, bang, straight there.
Out there, pushing him back, using his weight a bit more,
Okay.
shutting him down. I think.
He's going to so he's going to close that gap.
Close him in so he cannot throw that punch. He's going to shut that right hand out. He's going to close him down a bit because I think he is worried about that eye, and I think Joel's right. I think he could go. So if he can get in there, and I think he's going to do his best. I know he's been talking it up. So I'm going to have you in round 2. I think he'll go for it. I really do.
You think he's going to go for it in round 2?
I think he's going to go for an early finish.
Okay.
That's what I think. I think he's going to go.
It makes sense. If he doesn't want to go the distance, he's got to look at a stoppage. If he's worried about his eye, it's the same
How long would
thing.
you like to spend in there for 35 million quid?
No one's going to pay 35 million quid to see me go in there.
I don't know. They haven't seen you.
I'm packing the pounds on.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
muscle.
you want to be in and out quite quickly, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
35 million quid,
As
2
the
rounds,
actress said to the
perfect.
bishop.
Exactly. So round 1,
divorces
No,
like that.
I think he'll go for it. The first
round
4
1, no
rounds,
feeling out. It's straight to the middle.
I
It's
think
charging on him.
he's in there to take care of business this time. I really do.
Okay.
And that's probably a lot to do with Sugar Hill coming in to try and get him to hit a bit harder, to get in there and be a bit more of a banger.
So you're believing what you're hearing
Yeah.
from Tyson's mouth.
Yeah.
So Wilder can be wobbled. We've seen it.
Yeah.
We've seen him get hit. We've seen him wobble.
Yeah.
You think Tyson can knock him out?
Why not?
So you're saying what
Okay.
round? You're
So
going
what
for
round?
2.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll have round 3.
What are the odds?
round 3. Yeah, round
Yeah.
3. Round 3. Knockout from Tyson Fury. You're going to become a millionaire on this one.
50 to 1.
Exactly. 50 to 1.
Why not? I believe in the boy. He's got
Okay,
to get out
fine.
there. Yeah, definitely.
All right, it's locked in.
Come on then. What about you?
This is what I think. I've got a horrible feeling that Tyson's going to get wiped out in a couple of rounds.
Really?
Do
Do you believe Eddie then? You think there's a little bit of shenanigans behind the scene?
I think the eye is an issue, but I think, I mean, if you do listen to everybody from the best boxer in the world, Dave Allen, all the way through to
Dave for PM.
no, but even people like Dave who have sparred Tyson on numerous occasions say he is one of the greatest boxers. Even though he's a great boxer, I've got a feeling that even though Deontay is slightly older, He's just really together. I think I did at the press conference. I thought if anyone was looking nervous, it was Tyson rather than Deontay. I just think Deontay will pick it up where it left off. I think it could be a 2 to 3 round blast out by Deontay, and if that does happen, then I don't think there will be a third fight. And I think Tyson Fury will then fight AJ. I think that will be an easier fight to make. So I'm locking it in 3rd round Deontay Wilder.
Can I ask you a question now?
Yeah.
So you think
I'm not
20
taking
to
my
1.
pants off.
20 to 1.
20 to 1?
20 to 1.
What, Deontay Wilder knock him out 3rd round?
3rd round, bet 365. 20 to 1.
20 to 1?
Yep.
So with
Good
all
odds.
the skills of Fury,
Yeah.
the swaying, the movement, he's
Yeah.
hard to hit. Everyone said he's hard to hit. He's going to throw that out. And you
Hold on,
believe...
you're saying that Deontay Wilder gets him in 5?
Yeah, I do. Because I think
Right.
he'll get reckless. But I'm saying to you, you
Yeah.
think...
So,
you
so
think
I'm the only man backing Tyson.
I'd love Tyson to win,
Yeah.
but we can't sit on the fence.
No, we can't. But you're thinking that Fury's going to go at him and therefore open himself up for a counter and he'll go down.
Yeah, he's definitely going to go down within the first couple of rounds,
Right.
and he'll be wiped out within 3.
So
and I don't want that to happen.
No, nor do I. I think we can all be agreed here. We would all like Fury to obviously win.
Oh, massively.
But you just think that he's going to change the way he fights. Fury's going to change
No,
his
not
approach.
necessarily. No. I still think he'll be difficult to hit. But when you've got somebody that hits as hard as Deontay Wilder, that's hitting you on the arms and the side of the head, the back of the head, or to the body. The body's a massive... I think the body's being underplayed in this fight because I think that Tyson's got a very large body that if you can break that body down potentially, then those hands can start falling. He hits hard enough to gain respect of Tyson very quickly. So
I just think he's one of the most awkward
he is,
heavyweight boxers probably I've ever seen.
yeah.
And I think he's not easy to hit. It just depends on what he's going to go in for.
He's
I
got to
think
be in the right frame of
He
mind.
needs a catalyst to change the way he boxes. Obviously, if he gets caught in the eye, that's my catalyst. That changes the fight. But you believe that Deontay Wilder is going to go in, he's going to catch him early doors, and Tyson Fury's letting his guard down on a different game plan.
Well, if you think he's carrying on from Fury like round 13,
I do think it's 13.
round 13, then Fury got up and he was on the front foot at the end of that fight. After taking that massive knockdown, he got up and was on the front foot.
Can you see me doubting myself now?
Yes.
But I don't know. I still got a feeling that
We can't sit on the fence.
No,
We've
I
given-
can't.
we've given our predictions.
He went into that fight after coming back losing 10 stone or whatever he did,
get it
not in the greatest of shapes, and he's
Absolutely.
only got fitter since then.
apart from the eye.
Well, we've said that, but he's fitter.
Yes.
Out of the two boxers,
Yes.
Deontay Wilder wants respect. He hasn't really got the respect he's
Why
deserved.
is Wilder not as box office?
I don't know. That's it. I don't know. He hasn't caught the imagination of America, has he? At all.
But why? I mean, that's a question I've been asking myself this week. You look all the hype around this.
He's got one belt, the WBC
It's
belt.
probably the best bout.
Yeah,
Let's
undoubtedly.
face it.
the green one.
But he wants more. So I think he wants it more. Fury's already talking about 3 fights left in him. He's already talking about, who he wants. If that's the case, that's someone I'm looking at thinking,
But
okay,
Wilder's said 5.5 years or 4.5 years he's got left as well. That's a lot more. I mean,
That's a
taken
long
him up to,
time.
That's taken him up to
That's-
nearly 40 years old.
yeah, but that's still a lot of opponents he could fight.
Yeah.
I think the
But
cut.
they're not doing more than a fight a year, really, are they? Let's be honest.
They're doing 2, aren't they?
Maybe 1.5 fights a year.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it's what's it now that we're looking at a year or so on from the last fight.
Yeah.
They both had 2 fights each. So, but we all most people you're talking to, they want it to be a good fight. They all think Fury's boxing skills are going to see him through on points. The other half of the people are turning around saying Deontay Wilder's going to knock him out. I think we can all be agreed that we want this to be a good fight. We want to see something. We don't want to see a spoiling fight. We don't want to see a ref stop. We don't really want to see a cut, which is what I've predicted. We want to see a fight. We want to see a good dust up. Just hope it goes the distance and we can get entertained with some really good rounds and not have... I don't really want an early knockout either way.
No, I'm not getting up that early.
These are 2 top heavyweights.
I was thinking I'd get back to bed by 9:30. It'd be all right.
Do you think it makes a difference that it's in Vegas? this
Not
time.
with Tyson. I think that it's part of his lineage that he travels around. He's a traveller.
He's quite happy.
He's quite happy in Las Vegas. Wouldn't you be when everybody's being nice to you? You're in a fantastic villa or house or whatever he's got over there. He's got all the amenities that he needs. He's been looked after by Top Rank. I think he's quite happy. I think the only person that's probably going to be incredibly nervous around that situation is Paris when she goes over there. Just a couple of days before the fight. But
I've just got a quote here that made me laugh today because
Yeah,
obviously both fighters are talking about who's talking this fight up the most. And Wilder said, "When I found you," referring to Fury, "you were stung out on coke and as big as a house."
Yeah, I saw that.
That was good. Yeah.
That's a great line.
You notice he's printing these out. He's been on his printer. Look at that.
Bullet.
I'm surprised it's not laminated.
It's very good.
Have you seen my writing?
No.
That's why.
Oh, really?
Left-handed.
Okay. I love that you've done your research.
Yeah,
This
of
is
course.
good.
Yeah.
So we're going round 5, 6. We're going round 3 for me. So 2 for Deontay Wilder and
Early for Tyson for me. 3, 4.
Okay,
I'm
so
backing
that's
our
it.
man. Backing him.
3 fights we're looking forward to this year. Dubois, Joyce. Quick prediction.
Dubois.
Joyce.
You said Joyce.
Joyce,
I
mate.
know.
Juggernaut's going to go straight through him.
Triple D.
And then we've got potentially Canelo and Billy Joe Saunders. And I would like to go first with that one. Saunders points.
Yes, that's the same as me.
It's all good. 3 in the bag.
3 for Saunders.
Yeah.
And what other big fight are we looking forward to this year? Chisora Usyk.
Oh.
That's the other one. Because I think even though Usyk is a brilliant technical boxer, I think Derek's going to go in there and do a job.
Everyone on the radio, everyone I've looked on Twitter, they've all said Usyk is going to be the man. I don't see it. No one's talking about Dillian White. Dillian White, he's there. He's knocking on the doors.
And Povetkin, of course.
Of course, he's another one. He's no one wants to fight him. But again, I'll go along with you. I'll probably say Chisora, if he's in the right frame of mind, would just be a little bit too much of a bully boy.
Exactly. You throw a table at him. We all know that's going to happen.
Smash him over the head with a chair.
Right, okay, we're inanely waffling on and talking on. We don't need to do that because the fight is here on Sunday morning, boys. I will see you 4 a.m.
At my house.
at your ass. Get the sausages on. Make them nice and brown.
Sausages.
Ketchup or HP?
Both.
Oh,
Yeah.
HP.
Yeah. Yep.
you like it both ways?
Yep. No. Hang on.
Yes, he does.
Edit that.
We'll see you for the next podcast. Later.
Good night.